So this is one trade I have personally taken today. So the entry was at 282.5. Okay, trade is already in. I'll just show you. I'll just mark the levels and show you. My planned stop loss is at 278.5. So it's like a 4 rupee stop loss. And I know the trade is running in loss. And I have kind of taken this trade purely based on level breakouts, nothing else. So I'll just show you. So I'm recording my screen so that you kind of get an understanding. The price is kind of dropping. My stop loss is over here. As you can see that is marked on the screen. So my first priority in these kind of volatile markets would definitely be to get out of the trade. Like whatever happens, get out of the trade with profit. Okay. So that means like you had to modify your stop loss as soon as there is a kind of a slight up move as well. Okay, so right now it's in a loss of 1.5 rupee. You can see my position 1.5 rupee per share. So don't feel awkward. Like I'm kind of using four screens. So one like two screens have been kept for watching charts, and we have kind of marked some levels the previous night. So due to the gap down opening today, all the levels that we were kind of watching out yesterday has been invalidated, meaning no entries on those. So receiving a lot of messages also. Yeah, I'll be sharing the recorded video. So I guess. So let's see what happens. So now Nifty is also at a kind of a resistance zone. Somebody has come. 281.6 is the current price. Now the other stock that I'm kind of watching out is Reliance. So Reliance is also at a significant resistance zone from where one can look out for a long position once the level breaks. Anyways, let's watch. I'm already in BPCL. I'll try to catch an entry on Reliance, but I guess some good move is going to happen now. So I'm using the 1 minute candles right now. So I'm using the 1 minute candles right now. So since it's a 1 minute candle, some of you have this doubt like which time frame should I be using for marking levels? Okay. So the answer is that like whichever time frame you use, the levels that you have marked is all the same. Okay. So even if I switch to the 5 minute or 15 minute, whatever time frame, levels are the same. So I have used the 15 minute and the 1 hour candles to identify these levels. So now Nifty is back to the resistance. Seed is one chart that I'm watching out also, but two stocks at a time is sufficient. So Reliance is at the resistance zone 1052.75 1053. This is a resistance zone. Okay, I'll today I'm going to focus on BPCL. For those who couldn't take an entry on BPCL, they might even consider Reliance. So just show you this what is going to happen. Once again, the 282.5 level is being tested again in BPCL. I'll show you on Reliance the levels. Just hold on. See if I kind of mark a horizontal line over here. You see this zone was has been validated earlier as well. And if the price is kind of moving up, you can expect these kind of moves like 1081, 1066. stop loss somewhere over here like 1044. Okay, and it's pretty clear. We had discussions on these like marking levels. How much can you expect the price to move yesterday and all. So people might be pretty clear with that now, right? Now Reliance is kind of at that zone, that NB region, but I'm focusing, continuing my focus on BPCL itself. Anyways, I'll just update to others. OCU is banned, my friend. Today, I guess, today I'm trading on Ceroda actually. Usually I trade on upstocks. Yeah, Drew is mentioning, okay, level broke. Now, Reliance, so Nifty is showing an upside move, you can see. Now, Reliance will also show some good move. Nifty has already started showing. BPCL is kind of, yeah, Reliance has shown now. Okay, so Reliance, HDFC, and all like are the leaders in Nifty. So they are like really close friends. What one does, the other person will also do. BPCL is also doing. This is also coming under that movement. Okay, so I hope all of you are safe. Lockdown days. Okay, so Reliance. So this would be the first probable target you can kind of watch out for 1066.5. And in the case of BPCL, I'm kind of taking out the trade based on a previous resistance level. Okay, I'll show you that. Just show you like let's have some move first. Previous resistance level that has been validated like from 2 days back, last Friday, the high point. I'll just show you. I didn't mark so far, but just kind of see. So Reliance has kind of shown some good move. Now risk to reward ratio is the king here. That's the key here. King, key. Okay, all these things. Uh, these kind of volatile markets, the only thing that you can make use of is statistics. This is not a market to make use of strategies to be exact. Because me personally, this is the first time I'm kind of experiencing this sort of volatility, and I'm pretty sure that most of the people this is the first time. Markets have never been so volatile earlier. Okay, so I just tried planning like BPCL showed some downside, but I was just checking out what is happening with the other stocks in my watch list. So yeah, now you can see Nifty is also performing a slight pullback. Looking at Reliance, the 1 minute time frame, Reliance is also showing a slight fall, but my views the Nifty is going to sustain for some more time. Okay, on this move, like upside move, like I'm not expecting the gap to get covered or something, but even though BPSL has a tendency to move up further, the risk I took in this trade, BPSL trade was 4 rupee, 282.5 was the entry, stop loss at 278.5. That is like a 4 rupee risk. So meaning like my 1:1 risk to reward ratio setup itself is 4 rupee. But I'm kind of fine with the risk and reward in this case. My plan would be to trail the stop loss, meaning to modify my stop loss once this is some good upside move. Like I would modify my stop loss definitely, because in these kind of markets, those are the kind of approaches that we should take rather than sticking on to the first stop loss itself. Whenever you see okay there is a good decent move, you should consider modifying your stop loss. Then let your target hit, modify your stop loss again, gain maximum out of each winning trade. So that is the key. Not just these kind of markets, whatever market is. First responsibility as a trader would be to uh, make sure that you don't go in loss. Okay. So as long as you don't go in loss, you are a good trader. Even if you're making very small profits, but you are kind of able to control the risk. That is the first part. People think that you need somebody who is making a large amount of money. Okay, if he's kind of losing the same amount of money the next day, he's a bad trader. But even if you're making small, consistent profits, but you're kind of able to cut down on your losses, that is, like, whenever you make a loss, it's going to be very less. But when you make a profit, is like twice or thrice what you lose. That is what is needed to be a good trader. Now I see that Nifty, yeah, is kind of showing 1 minute time frame is showing a small, not a proper uptrend, but a higher high. The red color candles size is like kind of really less, but 1 minute time frame. But still, these kind of volatile markets. Let's see what happens now. BPCL is once again to my entry, almost at the entry price itself. No change. I want some quick moves to happen. That is what I'm kind of expecting for, but seems the pace has slowed down somewhat. Yeah. So we have some active discussions happening on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I was back at 283.2 levels, our BPCL. Reliance has kind of reached the first probable target that was being looked out for, 1066 and 053.03 entry. There's like a 13 rupee target, and the risk is like uh, 11 rupee. 13 rupee target, and the risk is like sorry, not 11 rupee, it is 9 rupee. Okay, so your risk is 9 rupee, and the target is 13 rupee, the first probable target. 1066 minus 1053, 13 rupee is the first probable target. Now, like, since BPCL has given some good upside move, you can kind of consider modifying your stop loss a bit. Share with others as well. Reliance also, those who entered, if somebody has entered based, like, see, everybody who understands the concept of levels, this is nothing that is like too complicated. Everyone who knows what is levels, significance of levels would be able to enter this. So the stop loss has been modified in the case of BPCL, kind of brought it above the entry price. Reliance also, somebody who would have done an entry, he could have brought it above his entry price. So this methodology is like kind of adopted because if you kind of want to make sure that whatever happens, so let's say that initially the price had an upside move, but now you really don't want to go in loss. So if you're somebody who's trading huge quantities, you can, once your first target or at least near your first target has been reached, you can consider doing some partial profit booking, meaning you clear off some of your quantity and modify the stop loss for the rest somewhere above your entry, and not clearing of any quantity now, because I'm kind of expecting it to come up to these levels for BPCL 287 levels. That has been validated yesterday, sorry, Friday, yesterday, yeah, last trading day, Friday. Now, Reliance also, like, kind of entry point has been triggered a bit, sorry, stop loss has been changed a bit above the entry for those who would have entered it. Because so that even if the price comes down, you never go in loss. See, as a trader, that is our first concern. And this would kind of make up for the brokerage charges also. So no need to worry. Brokerage charges, okay. Reliance, your stop would have been hit that case. BPCL is showing some upside move. I'm just thinking if I should do some partial profit booking. Yeah, Reliance, yeah, this thing is getting hit. Your new stop loss would have been hit, but you won't be going in loss. Okay, you won't kind of go in loss because your stop loss is above your entry. Nifty has fell, but BPCL is showing some positive sentiment. That is a good sign actually. Now, if Nifty is showing a slight upside move, then BPCL also will show some greater upside move. Then even when Nifty is falling, BPCL is showing some upside move, as you see. So this kind of move was expected much earlier. Now it is happening. Let's see what happens. So this is the zone, like I'm expecting the price to come up to the 287 levels in BPCL. Let's see what happens. Anyways, like this trade, I won't go in loss because whatever happens, my trail stop, that is the one that is going to get hit. Trail stop, modified stop, that's it. Yeah, now Nifty is showing some upside. At least should go back to the old highs of the day, Nifty. So if that is the case, BPCL will definitely uh, at least will go back to the 287 resistance level that was tested last Friday. Let's see what happens. It's going up Nifty. Sorry, not Nifty, along BPCL also, both. Reliance also, yeah, after hitting our stop loss. If we had entered the state stop loss hit first, now yeah, now you should consider booking some profit. So I'm also clearing some. It's kind of quite difficult, like, to share some positions that you are also in the trade, but somebody who's in can modify. So I have also trailed my stop. It's shown a slight downside move, but it's a rejection. No, like, Nifty is also up only, but it can go back to those levels again. That is what is felt. So modify the stop as well more to 84.3 levels. So anyways, if I kind of exit this, 2.3 rupee, like a 2 rupee profit would be there anyways. 2 rupee per quantity, that's like a 1% move. See, as a trader, your aim should ultimately to be make maximum out of the winning trades and cut down your losses as early as possible. So now Reliance, you can see trail stop loss, modified stop loss would have been hit. Then it kind of goes back to our target that we were like watching out for. But it's a part of the game. But you should be so happy that if you enter this trade, I personally didn't enter. You should be so happy that you kind of didn't go in loss. Okay, you were able to exit the trade with some profit if you entered after modifying your stop loss. This happens many times, but like as a trader, like our first priority would should be to cut down on our losses as much as possible. Make sure that whichever trade we enter, even if we are not able to make huge profits, at least we should be able to exit without loss. Okay. So I like when the markets are kind of trending, I kind of stick with the mostly like I don't modify the stop loss so often like these, but now the situation demands it. So now Nifty is showing some negative side. This thing, right? Uh, I guess the resistance level of last Friday has already been hit. If you look, that should have been our target. If you kind of zoom out a bit and check out, you'll see what happens over here now. So now Reliance is kind of facing rejection from the levels that we have marked. Now BPCL is also showing some. See, BPSL also, like if you're somebody who is kind of pretty conservative, you can kind of modify your stop loss again so that you kind of, or you can kind of book your profits here if you have a view that Nifty is going to fall. Okay. I'm kind of staying in this trade. See, I told you like our resistance level was a bit lower. See, resistance levels, like rather than calling it levels, I would like to call them as zones actually. So if this was the level we were kind of looking out for, yeah, our target would have been hit, right? Our target would have been hit the first earlier itself. Since it was a bit higher, that was why we kind of checked out for a like some more time. And the orders that I personally use was simple orders, uh, and stop loss is the only thing that I have kept along with it. Uh, Definitely, you can't keep two orders manually at the same time until and unless you can use bracket order. I notice like it's not available for me, so I have not used it. I'll kind of show you a different video where just only the orders are getting placed, so that you can have a look at that also. How to place the order, how to modify the stop loss. Is it already there on our dashboard actually? On Upstocks, the Upstocks platform has been used. I have shown a live trade where like placing the order, modifying the stop loss, everything is there. So in this case, if the price falls down, I would be hitting my stop loss. If the price moves up, I would be hitting my target. So I personally would consider doing some partial profit booking there at the first target. So it kind of seems the stop loss is going to get hit. No. See, Nifty has. So I have kind of booked some profits, 50% of my quantity at my first target T1, and have also updated to the our members to kind of start booking profits because first move has been achieved. I'll also be sharing the recorded video with you also. It's fine, even if you don't understand what has been mentioned. Okay. So it's been quite some time now. the price is near our first target itself. So what I have done is I have kind of modified my stop loss to 25.3 levels. Now on the chart also you can see that that is the kind of place where the next resistance is. Okay, you see on the left hand side 27th March 11 o'clock 12 o'clock, all these times that level was acting as a resistance. Okay, now Nifty is also showing a slight downside move, but BPCL is still holding good near our first target itself. So I have modified my stop loss to 20 to 285.26, so that even if Nifty falls, I would be able to what do you say, exit at that point. So, but 50% has already been booked. So the rest, even if I'm able to exit at like 3 rupee profit, it's great. What is calling? Okay, so I hope you're able to follow. Reliance has started showing some downside fall. From the first target it moved up, now it has come down. Let's see what happens. Okay, so people are asking like why I'm not using indicators, moving average or anything now. So I kind of use moving averages. I'm a person who use RSI, stochastic, all these things. But present market conditions, I'm using it just for crude oil, nothing else. Because when it comes to stocks, it is too much based on emotions. Some it's purely based on emotions that the price is moving, like some rapid buying, rapid selling, and indicators are lagging, as you know. The indicators will give you signals only after an event has happened. Stochastic is a leading indicator, totally agree with that, but right now it will give you a lot of false signals. That is the reason why I'm not using indicators. And I personally don't use indicators, I stick to price action itself. Okay, so indicators are mainly used by people who are just getting started to get a sense of direction where the market is heading to. Now we see Reliance is once again at the what do you say, the level that we had marked. So this is a clear what do you say, this will kind of this is kind of helping you to understand like how important levels are. Like when I kind when that is the reason why we emphasize more on these levels. Now right hand side Nifty 50 is also on the same level that we have marked today morning. Okay, so I hope you get how much important levels are. So now talking about the state was a successful one. Now we are just holding on to it to understand what is going to happen next. So now Nifty is showing some downside fall, but BPCL is not reacting much. Neither is okay. Reliance has already reacted a bit. BPCL is not showing that much reaction as compared to the index. It's again picking up when Nifty is falling. So it seems that Nifty is getting rejected from the old resistance to start a downside move. Looks so. Or else will it go back to the old levels? So going back to the old levels is what we kind of are going to be more profitable in. Okay, so Nifty is also kind of holding strong near that level. BPCL going back to the old points. Okay, Nifty is picking up a bit. Let's see. So I really don't know how many of you are kind of going to watch the video till this part. Reliance also holding good near the levels. See, it is very much important that all of you kind of give some time to check out what is your risk appetite, or how patient one can be when it comes to trading. Okay, because sometimes the trades are going to run for long. You need to know where you should be entering, where you should be exiting. So there is something else called as especially in options and all, there is something like rather than the price stop loss. See, we keep a price stop loss to get out from our position if the price comes and hits that level, right? So there is in options and all, since decay is there, there is something else called as a time stop loss. Okay, so because of theta decay, something called as a time stop loss, like for how long are you planning to stay in the trade? Okay, obviously, if your price stop loss is getting hit first, you should exit fast. But in option, there's something called as time stop loss as well. So I'm personally planning to exit this trade soon because I get a feeling that price is kind of starting to come down. Else this upside move should be validated soon. The next positive side move from BPCL. Okay, Reliance started picking up, meaning it's a bit of a probability for Nifty to come up as well, but showing note that this could be the start of a downside fall maybe. Once again back to the lows from where it started today. So it was kind of not showing any positive side move, and I'm going to exit the trade right now because even when Nifty showed a slight upside sentiment, BPCL has resisted to show that. BPCL has kind of shown. Just wait for some more time. If it's not moving up any further, like I'll stop my trade here. Okay, Nifty is also picking up. BPCL is also picking up. So now BPCL kind of went up a bit, 288. From there, it kind of dropped. Once again, back to the target that we were looking out for. So yeah, Nifty is starting its downside. Nifty is sorry, like after slightly moving up, it is forming the first red candle. So that's it. I'm kind of quitting my trade. I'm kind of exiting from my position here. So it was fine from 282.5 to 287. So a good move. Yeah, 287. I'm done for the day.